Um,
But I'm unmuted, so sweet swash boom. Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another episode of your favorite podcast on Earth. It
really?
has
On
been
this Earth,
has
or
been
on like a multiverse Earth?
all timelines point
Converge
towards
at us.
yes, we are
The Nexus.
the rainbow road of
Yeah.
the time stream. This is where
Oh.
everybody comes to be loved, to feel love, to espouse anti-love. Really the love nexus of Earth. I'm Mikey Famine, by the way, and I'm joined with the lovely, talented, scholarly
Please no.
Brittany Page.
Oh God, where?
All right, bring her from backstage, Brittany. Come on out. Brenna Duncan, our Lady Phoenix, Dark Phoenix.
Hi, everybody.
How are you today? What's going on?
It's been like the past week for me, like physically. I think there was so much going on in my body. I was like the allergies,
What?
the drinking, the bad food.
Were you being naughty? Is that what that was?
Pretty much,
Yeah.
everybody gets. So I just
were you being
the last
irresponsible
pretty well. No, I don't. I'm not that irresponsible,
with your
but
body?
with my body,
Were you irresponsible with your? Were
hey,
you beating up on it a little bit?
I I went to a pool party and I wore sunscreen.
But how
And
much
I
did you
re
drink? How much
I
did you drink though?
I reapplied some sunscreen. I had a few. I had a total of about 4 drinks, which I
In the
wasn't
sun?
driving. So, but I was in the sun and
Oh yeah. In
there
the
were
pool.
burgers and chips and
Salt.
uh,
Okay. Yeah. You
yeah.
need 10 gallons of water. Dr. Famine
I
prescribes an
and that
IV.
see, and that was July 3rd. So July 4th, which I don't do the fireworks thing. I hate fireworks and they like my cats freak out and the dogs next door are all barking and whimpering. So all day on July 4th, I was just like asleep because I had to recover. My brother, my dear brother,
Uh-huh.
totally like got me the Pedialyte.
Oh yeah,
And
you need it.
I'm just like downing that. I'm like just put it in a like a beer bong.
You need a
And
beer helmet. So instead, since you're a drone piloteer,
yes, I am.
have you seen these? Like I hope this isn't fake because it looks very scripted. I'm just saying, this is a pretty good alternative to fucking boom boom boom.
I agree. I do think that
Just
the fireworks need to be moved to drone shows.
look. Look at this.
Very pretty.
I want to see the ISS over a fucking soccer pitch. And then you got my little weak ass Walmart drone trying to fly up there with a flashlight on it. Like, wait for me, guys. Slow down. You're going too fast. Just dragging
Don't
my
start
propeller.
with me.
You said 7:30. You asshole.
Why didn't anybody wake me up?
So this is 2,000 drones. How many drones do you currently have?
One.
So we're gonna have to invest in a few more.
Well, those so that's pretty cool. The Chinese programmers are really good at this. That's why they're usually the ones with these world record holders. And the drones are getting better, the technology is getting better, the lighting is getting better. As you can see, they're doing like the three-dimensional
Mm-hmm.
stuff, which is really like it started off we did flat because you didn't want any of the drones to hit each other, but
Right.
and also you also have to remember they have backup drones, and if one drone fails, boom, it gets immediately replaced. Like,
Ooh.
yeah. So the technology is getting better, and I really wish that it was, something that we would invest in because, yeah, I do believe that we should be replacing um, the fireworks, which are expensive, they're toxic. I walked outside yesterday or July 4th, right after they started doing the fireworks, and it
Mm-hmm.
was just smelled of sulfur.
Yeah.
Some and people are sensitive to that. It's uh,
I've
fire, fireworks cause fires.
yeah.
They're also obtained mostly, especially around here, illegally. We
Right.
got people going down to Mexico spending thousands of dollars on illegal fireworks, bringing them over here, and just setting them off for 3, 4 days. So,
Yep.
drone light show is a great way to get away from that.
Your girlfriend has to be up for work at 2:40 every morning. So
Ugh,
on the third, she got no sleep. And
no.
then on the fourth, they still had some left over, and she still has to go to bed early. She still didn't get no sleep. Yeah, it sounded like a freaking war zone up here.
O-
Like
Ours definitely did
it
too.
wasn't even like a coordinated kind of
Right.
with some sizzle on it. It was just like doom doom da doom 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 da doom 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 for like fucking hours.
Yeah, and when you have 4 or 5 going off around you on your street,
Yeah,
it's constant.
yeah.
So it's not like like you said, it's not like they're doing it over there and they can only shoot off 3 at a time. I mean, you're doing 4 over here, 4 over here, 4 over here, and then you're doing the little kitty ones, the little crack and snap things, and it's just it's going off we're giving our cats CBD oil so that they wouldn't be frightened, and they're still frightened because it's so loud. Dogs next door. So yeah, I mean, if we could start getting away from the fireworks and especially the individual fireworks that we get and go on to drone light shows or other types of entertainment, we might actually,
And it's terrible for birds.
yeah, it's not fun. I think we should start getting over it and just be done.
LED shows from now on.
Yeah,
It has
there's
been edict.
yeah, let's do that. Fight the power.
Fight the powers that be. Do we want to go to Russia first?
Yeah, let's talk about what's happening over there. And no, we're not talking about the war in Ukraine.
No,
Sh-
the other thing that's happening in Russia.
The other thing that's happening in
Who's this?
Russia.
This is CBC News reporting.
Breaking news from a Russian court in Moscow. American basketball star Brittany Griner has pleaded guilty to drug charges. Griner was detained at Moscow's airport.
Pled. Pled.
This was
Hmm.
5 months ago when security officials found cannabis oil in her luggage. CBC's Magda Gabriselassie is tracking this story. She joins me live from Washington. Well, now
Man, she just fucking said that name like it was fucking John Smith. We okay,
Uh-huh.
a little behind the scenes here. I was remarking at Magda Gabriselassie, which is the most complicated name I've ever seen. That's like that makes Jartan look like Wayne.
Yeah, exactly.
She's got a lot of
Easy peasy.
Makda for you audio people. And her last name is Gebreslassie.
Jabra
Holy shit.
Selassie.
Jabra Selassie. Jeez.
Ugh.
And my homegirl just fucking drops it like
This
it's
was
nothing.
5 months
She's
ago
like
when
kid.
security officials found cannabis oil in her luggage. CBC's Magda Gebrselassie is tracking this story.
Damn.
She joins me live from Washington. Well, now she's
Nailed
pleaded
it.
guilty. What does this mean for Brittany Griner, Magda?
Yeah, well, this just happened. This was the second hearing of her trial. And so we're going to be following the reaction and see what happens now that she has pleaded guilty. She still needs to...
Jesus fucking Christ, Canada.
Pled.
Put together a formal statement. So there's more that still needs to happen here. But as you said, the Olympian and the WNBA star was arrested in February. At the time, she was accused of bringing in cannabis oil in vape cartridges. And her arrest, the interesting part of her arrest was that it happened just about a week before Russia invaded Ukraine. So the U.S. has been saying that...
How convenient.
Chin scratch.
She was wrongfully detained. And now, of course, you have her plea. She has told the court today that she didn't intend to break the law. Now, leading up to all this, her family, her wife have been pleading for officials to bring her home.
Joe Biden.
In fact, there was a rally in Phoenix yesterday, and her wife, Sherelle, spoke to the crowd. Take a listen.
I'm frustrated that 140 days have passed since my wife has been able to speak to me, to our family, and to her friends. I'm frustrated that my wife is not going to get justice.
Now, she actually spoke to President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris yesterday. Biden actually received a letter from Griner pleading for him not to forget about her and other American detainees. And he wrote a response, and he read that to Griner's wife during a phone call yesterday. So the White House at that time released a statement that said the president offered his support to Sherelle and Brittany's family, and he committed to ensuring they are provided with all possible assistance while his administration pursues every avenue to bring Brittany home. So that was a...
At Putin on Twitter. Like, it's not hard to get a hold of Russia.
Mm-hmm.
You know how to talk to them. Make it happen. What does he want in return that you're afraid to give him?
But I think that's the ultimate like question that I have is, okay, so you know, Brittany Griner is begging Joe Biden, her wife is begging Joe Biden, family, friends, supporters, that what are his options? And I'm like, what are his options? And how does that happen? And I think those are the questions that I would like answered, because just saying bring her home, that's, to me, that's a meaningless statement, because we can't just go in and grab somebody from a Russian prison. It doesn't work that way, right? There's prisoner exchanges.
We got some of their lads.
Yeah. So like, I know that's a way to do it. Negotiation, it's kind of hard because, you know, they did start a war with Ukraine, and we're backing Ukraine and its allies in joining NATO, which, you know, Putin hates. And we, you know, it's there's a lot of political shit going on. There's a political shitstorm. And so I'm not quite sure how exactly Joe Biden can bring her home, other than a, you know, a prisoner exchange, maybe a resources exchange. I don't know. So that's something that it would be nice to understand what the options are before saying like, oh, he's in, he's doing bad things, but he's, his options may be limited and it's maybe very difficult. But she did plead guilty. Um, it's which to me this is obviously this whole cannabis oil at the detained at the airport thing. I think we all know this is a little
much.
shitty.
A little
Should I
much
say?
for cannabis oil.
Yeah.
A little 5 months.
Yeah.
5 months
Yeah.
she's been there for cannabis oil vapes.
And she pled guilty. So I guess what I just read today was that it will be 6 months until a trial.
What the fuck?
So I mean, this is obviously has nothing to do with the cannabis oil. It has nothing to do with Brittany Griner. It absolutely has nothing to do with this. Absolutely nothing. It is a pure geopolitical bullshit that's happening, and it's to get, it's it's obviously she's a WNBA star, an Olympian.
Yep.
She's a gay black woman.
She shouldn't have posted up that Russian Olympic team, huh? The motherfucker's like, oh, that's the girl that locked us down on defense. Nah, she ain't getting out.
Exactly. I mean, this is obviously a geopolitical play that Putin is trying to make. He obviously wants something in return. He wants either a prisoner or he wants assets released. There's something that he wants, and he's going to continue this show trial until he gets it. So I think those are the kind of things that, like, these are the questions that I have, and these are like the things we have to consider when we're talking about this. Because
Obama did it.
Obama did it.
Obama traded Taliban leaders for Bo Bergdahl.
Yep.
And he got lambasted for it. And if you guys, Serial is a very popular podcast. I think everybody on Earth has heard at least one episode of it.
I've heard of it.
Serial season 1 is really good. And that covers the Adnan Syed case. Free Adnan, by the way. But season 2 is about Bo Bergdahl and the Dusk One that he caused. Him leaving his forward operating base and getting captured by the Taliban and being there for, I think he was there for like 4 or 5 years. Like, he was there for a long time. And Obama did a prisoner exchange. He released people from Gitmo to get this soldier back.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out he wasn't the best guy. Maybe they gave away too much for somebody who was not of great repute. But either way, Obama said, no, we're getting our guy. We're getting our guy. We're bringing our guy home. Come on, Biden, do something. We're just poking him with a stick at this point. Do something.
Yeah, so I mean, that's the next step. She pleaded guilty. She's now
now you're doing it.
What?
Pled
guilty. She I know, too many times. How many times have I heard that within the last hour, last 30 minutes? Plead. She pled guilty. So she's going to be there waiting for trial. I would think that she probably did that so she would get back in the news cycle, right? So then she would get reminded. We would get reminded of her, and probably to save her life at that point. So we're gonna have to, the idea is, what does Putin want, and when can we give it to him, or is there a good compromise that we can give? Because we did, especially once the sanctions happened, He lost a lot. He lost a lot of people. He lost a lot of assets, resources.
which he's not a
So
fan of.
so let's
Give him if he wants fucking $100 million of his shit unfrozen, unfreeze it.
yeah,
Give him
I think
whatever.
that's
Just give him whatever he wants. He's not gonna win anyway. He's on a fucking ticking time clock as it
Mhm.
stands. He's got a couple of months left. Give him whatever he fucking wants. Get her home.
Yeah.
Or he does something stupid on his way out the door.
Yeah. So I think that would probably be what he wants. He probably does want some sort of release of his assets, his frozen assets. So
Yeah.
let's do that, and let's move on to better things.
Not so much.
Oh.
So there was a mass shooting in Chicagoland on 4th of July for the 4th of July parade. We're not going to cover that extensively. We're going to wait until the trial. They have the shooter.
Yeah.
And he's in custody and all that stuff. So we're going to wait until the trial to really like dig into all that. He had a quite an extensive social media footprint of fucking mass shooter tendencies. And the cops had already been out to his house. He had all these like knives and swords, and his dad helped him get a fucking gun.
Yeah. So
literally posted about, I'm going to do this.
That's going to be a really interesting trial. I think it's there's going to be a lot of sort of I feel like some of these mass shooters, especially these days when social media is so present, and like it's almost like they're just no shit. Like, of course they're going to be massive mass shooters. They, this is they're, they go to Trump rallies. They they were at the Capitol. They,
right.
they're posting they're snuggling with AR-15s. Like, there's almost going to be like, here's the profile of a mass shooter.
Right.
Like, this isn't psychology anymore. This is sociology. This is the social, like, social media has made it a lot easier to just like, that guy's gonna shoot, that guy's gonna shoot up a building.
Right. He should not be trusted in crowds.
Yes. That person should not have a gun. Like, these are common things that we're just going to end up seeing, and we're all going to be these psychologists, the sociologists. Yep. All right.
I forgot to change the episode number. Hold on. I got distracted. I forgot. I always forget. Okay. I can focus again. Oh, I messed up something. Oh boy. Okay, I'll fix it later. Okay. Oh shit. That's not great.
What happened?
Oh no, what did I do? Oh Jesus. This is fine. This is fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine.
Pay no attention to that man behind the curtain.
All right. The room is not on fire. Don't
worry. So we're gonna cover that later. We'll cover that when there's a lot more stuff to talk about it, and when we get a full crew here. Oh, yeah. Happy birthday, Florence. Our little Florence is 17 years old today.
Pretty much. She might as well be.
Making Wayne about 58. My math is correct. And it's also Wayne's birthday. Happy birthday, Wayne. You're 58 years old. And Jartan is very busy on the road, as it were. But the day on the 5th, the body-worn footage from the officers in Akron, Ohio was released. Young man, he was 25, Jalen Walker. There was the cops attempted to pull him over, and then he ran. They said that he shot at them while they were in pursuit, and he ended up smashing his vehicle and then just trying to run away. And I don't know how many officers are here, but he was hit 60 times. So, I just really want to get like the amount of fire that they put on one person who they say shot at them.
Officers attempted to stop a silver Buick on East Talmadge Avenue near Thayer Street.
And this is from, what was the date on this? I forgot.
Officer
27th?
Street.
Yeah.
Officers.
There we go. So this was a couple weeks ago. It's taken a little bit of time for the footage to come out.
It's usually what happens.
And we're not going to show him getting shot. It won't be on the video. It is a barrage of bullets, which is a little unnecessary.
Yeah.
When the person wasn't shooting at anyone, they never found a gun on him, and it was just a barrage of bullets. Because one thing that people don't really take into account, especially when it comes to people of color, and it comes with the police, you have to remember something. This is worst case scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Like cop cars chasing you, even if you know you're getting pulled over because you forgot to signal and you know it's you, there's still fight or flight in there. So if something's, you can still get spooked and run, even if it's for something stupid. I think that's not an unnatural response for people to be afraid of things and to run away. Even if they've done nothing, but they're scared. Because this is a scary situation. That reaction to internalized fear, the punishment for that cannot be death.
Yeah.
You can't kill people with state agents with impunity and expect them to just go about their lives like everything's fine, like it'll never happen. Like, you can't put us in that mindset because it's not factual. It's not paranoia when it happens. We're not overreacting when it's happening. Like right now, it's happening. It continues happening. We're not paranoid. We're showing you the footage now. Now we put body cams on all the cops. Now you're seeing it. And no one, and it's like, well, why do they run? What the fuck is wrong with you? How have you not seen it? Why would you stay? It is like, I keep my license and registration in my visor.
Yeah.
And I'm the nerdiest, fucking geekiest video game playing motherfucker ever. I never have shit in my car. I don't speed. I'm boring. I have subs in my car. That's about it.
And your car's this big, so.
No, not the Mini.
Ah.
No, I'm a truck. Yeah, I'm just scooting around in the Mini Cooper. Hi, guys.
Okay, I actually have a small car, so.
My Mini is sick. I gotta fix her. Or him, Mando. But
oh, baby.
I don't know, growing up in this country just kind of gives you like a certain level of PTSD when it comes to certain things. And being pulled over by the cops is like top tier fucking panic inducing shit for me. Like that it's not, and it's not the ticket. Like, I can give two shits about a ticket. Fuck that ticket.
Right.
I'll pay it or not pay it. go to court or won't go to court. Like I still get to go home.
Yeah.
I still get to get online and bitch about it. But everyone should be able to go home. Or at least go to bed. Recover from the trauma of the incident. The cops get therapy, they get time off for these things.
Spend time with their families.
What does the person get if they're not dead? They get to sit in a
Get to
cell.
go to barbecues.
They get to sit in a cell, or while they're getting patched up by the medic in the jail, and they don't get to recover from that trauma, and they come back, and now when they get out, they're reunited with their family, and now their family can feel that trauma. And for years and years, it was all exaggerations and lies. They're just over talking what it was. It wasn't that serious. You can't fake trauma. You can't fake abuse.
And I think that's what we're seeing a lot more, especially when, I mean, we have these two major incidents that we see. We're seeing the mass shootings, and we're seeing the unarmed black men.
Mm-hmm.
And when we see unarmed black men being shot and we see mass shootings, they actually go very close together.
Yeah.
Because we are constantly seeing gun violence at its peak right now. And it makes things worse when we're seeing these things constantly, and there's nothing actually being said about them.
Thoughts and prayers.
Where the thoughts and prayers, or we see these parents of the the Parkland kids, or we're seeing the mothers of Breonna Taylor. Like we're seeing these people talk, but there's the people who should be doing something are not.
They don't have to.
The people who need to do something are not feeling these things. They're not there in the middle of this. They don't have to run scared for being pulled over for lights. Like they're not doing that. They don't have to do that. They're not putting themselves in this position. So this is like, it doesn't have to happen to you for you to care about it.
Right.
But these people, like, they're not seeing it. They're not feeling it. They're not worried about where they go, or who they're around, or what kind of places they go to, or like they don't like the security at baseball stadiums.
Right.
Because they're not feeling it. They don't fear it. They don't create that negative feeling.
They are unbothered by it.
Exactly.
They can sit in it, sit in the risk of it, and be completely comfortable with it. And I don't want to get comfortable with it.
And a lot of them are surrounding themselves with guns, right? They're surrounding themselves thinking that these are going to create the wall that they want.
Yeah.
So they use, these politicians use guns and destruction as part of their political ads, or their to get the support that they need, their fundraising efforts. They use that as a way to block everybody out, saying, I don't need you. You can't come near me. You can't touch me.
Yeah.
And then this happens, and they're like, well, well, you shouldn't have ran, right? Oh, but they had that, they had possession of marijuana 20 years ago.
Yeah,
They just
he smoked a joint earlier in the week.
Right. It's like, no. I I think these cops, I think we have to go the European method. And like, these cops that are in charge of the public can't be walking around with guns.
Clearly it's not working.
They can't. Many European countries, they have specific groups of their officers. They are the only ones allowed to have guns, and they are rarely ever dispatched. And we need these, especially if you're doing traffic. Why would you need a gun for traffic?
Yo, yeah, your license plate tag is out. Glad I brought my gun with me.
Yeah, like, I got 2 guns. Like, forget the taser. Just bring, like, no, this doesn't.
Hey, they can pull up the wrong gun. They can pull up the wrong gun anyway.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it was my taser.
Right, exactly. Oh, oops. Made a mistake. Sorry.
Even though she did the same thing like 3 years earlier, and just got suspended for it. But then, what do you know? Keep her on the force. She's a good cop.
Yeah. All right, Mikey. Are we ready?
I've been sitting on this, guys.
I've been waiting for it, too.
I've been sitting on this, guys.
Do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
So long, Boris, my boy. Oh, Boris.
Speak the truth.
Come on out, big guy.
Say it ain't so.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Morning.
Good afternoon.
How you doing?
Thank you. It is clearly now the will of the Parliamentary Conservative Party that there should be a new leader of that party and therefore a new Prime Minister. And I've agreed with Sir Graham Brady, the chairman of our backbench MPs, that the process of choosing that new leader should begin now. And the timetable will be announced next week. And I've today appointed a cabinet to serve, as I will, until a new leader is in place. So I want to say to the millions of people who voted for us in 2019, many of them voting Conservative for the first time, thank you for that incredible mandate, the biggest Conservative majority since 1986.
Are you really talking about your fucking election numbers, guy?
Oh my God.
On your way out the door, you're talking about, remember when we won? Remember when we won? Remember that one time when I caught the ball and I broke like 3 tackles and I like went in the end zone? Remember that?
Remember the good old days?
Remember when I was cool?
7, the biggest share of the vote since 1979.
That landmark year, 1979. Get the fuck out of here. It's such an arbitrary number.
The reason I have fought so hard in the last few days to continue to deliver that mandate in person was not just because I wanted to do so, but because I felt it was my job, my duty, my obligation to you to continue to do what we promised in 2019. And of course, I'm immensely proud of the achievements of this government, from getting Brexit done.
Wait, are there elections on odd years?
They have elections whenever.
That's so weird.
Yeah.
Done to settling our relations.
The Prime Minister can call for an election.
What?
The continent for over half a century, reclaiming the power for this country to make its own laws in
Yeah, how'd that work out, buddy?
Parliament, getting us all through the pandemic, delivering the fastest vaccine rollout in Europe, the fastest exit from lockdown, and in the...
Yeah, how'd that work out for you, big guy? You should probably stop talking.
That's not something to be proud of.
The most cases in a resurgence.
the last few months, leading the West in standing
Now
up
we
to
all
Putin's
have the monkeypox.
aggression in Ukraine.
Thanks to me.
Most cases of monkeypox in a single evening. He almost reminds me of the mayor from Nightmare Before Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
And our first word goes to the vampires for most blood drained in a single
In
evening.
a single evening. An honorable mention to the leeches.
Yeah.
And let me say now to the people of Ukraine
Nerds.
that I know that we in the UK will continue to back your fight for freedom for as long as it takes. And at the same time, in this country, we've been pushing forward a vast program of investment in infrastructure and skills and technology, the biggest in a century, because if I have one insight into human beings,
Someone's got like a radio playing in the background. Like they're just not even giving a fuck. They're like, hurry up.
They're
dude.
celebrating at this point.
They're cracking
talent,
bottles.
enthusiasm and imagination are evenly
We
distributed
are the
throughout the population.
champions.
But opportunity is not. And that's why we must keep leveling up, keep unleashing the potential of every part of the United Kingdom. And if we can do that in this country, we will be.
I think that's Five's new album in the
Europe.
background I'm hearing.
And in
That's
the last
probably
few days,
what
I've
it
tried to
is.
persuade my colleagues that it would
Everybody's
be eccentric
watching.
to change governments.
Everybody get up.
And when we have such a vast
Singing.
mandate, and when
Wait,
we're actually
four,
only a handful of points behind in the polls,
What? Let's
even
do
in
it.
midterm after
That's how I
quite a few
count
months
down
of pretty relentless
from 5 these
sledging,
days.
and when the economic scene is so difficult
God.
domestically. And
Are you done,
internationally.
Boris? Because we're done.
I
Oh my
regret
God, he's not
and
saying
to be
anything.
successful in those arguments, and of course it's painful, and not to be able to see through so many ideas and projects myself. But as we've seen at Westminster, the herd instinct is powerful. When the herd moves, it moves. And
What?
my friends in
What? What the hell you know about herds?
politics,
doesn't make any
no one
sense.
is remotely indispensable.
We heard you was
Our
spending
brilliant
money
leader, our
during the
winning system
lockdown
will produce
on your
another
crib.
leader equally
Spending
committed to
taxpayer money on golden toilets, just
We heard that you wasn't doing your fucking job. That's what we heard. Since you're talking about herds, all of a
your
sudden,
your champagne collection was quite extensive
your
for
your
for a public servant.
your
Let's just say
$20,000 wallpaper was a bit
Yeah.
much.
that.
A
Yeah.
bit much that.
to taking this country forward through tough times, not just helping families to get through it, but changing and improving the way we do things, cutting burdens on
There's
businesses and
somewhere in the
families, and
crowd
yes,
where they're having a
cutting
dance party
taxes,
right now. I can,
Yeah.
because
I
that
can
is the way
hear
to
it.
generate the growth.
Like,
and
is
the
that Boris
income
guy over
we
there?
need to pay
Hey, Boris,
for
keep it down,
public
mate.
services. And to that new leader, I say, whoever he or she may be, I say I will give you as much support as I can. And to you, the British public, I know that there will be many people who are relieved, and perhaps quite a few who will also be disappointed. And I want you
No.
to know how sad I am
No, we're all
to
good.
be giving up
No.
the best
No.
job in the world.
No.
But them's the breaks.
There it is. I got caught with my pants down several times,
up.
but
The best job in the world. But them's the breaks.
Jesus Christ, dude.
I need to clip that one more time. Let me get a clean one for posterity here.
The best job in the world. But them's the breaks. I want to thank Carrie and our children and all the members of my family who've had to put up with so much for so long. I want to thank the peerless British Civil Service for all
Yeah. Shut up. This guy's
Yeah.
way funnier than you. Oh, I think it
Yes.
was Wayne who told me about this guy. This guy is an absolute legend. His name is Jonathan Pye.
So he's gone. He's fucked off then. He's resigned. Okay, so he's resigned, but he hasn't fucked off. Okay. Fucking, I mean, what do we have to do? Wait for another few months whilst he takes the wallpaper down? I'm loving this. What an exit. The Prime Minister forgot that his whip was a sexual predator. No answer to that one. No answer, no humility, no meaningful apology. For days, just more Dickensian twaddle and a little reshuffle. Not so much reshuffling deck chairs on the Titanic, more reshuffling cat shit on a litter tray. The manner of his departure should tell you everything you need to know. No dignity.
This man is a beast.
Why are the British just better at like real comedy? Like
this is so good.
Just
this is so good.
They know the words.
I gotta do it from the top. With the water bottle makes it even better.
So he's fucked up.
So he's gone. He's fucked off then. He's resigned. Okay, so he's resigned, but he hasn't fucked off. Okay. I mean, what do we have to do? Wait for another few months whilst he takes the wallpaper down? I'm loving this. What an exit. The Prime Minister forgot that his whip was a sexual predator.
Oh, you got little MAGA kids in the background with red hats on. Hold on. I'm noticing some things in the background that I didn't notice the first time.
No answer to that one. No answer, no humility, no meaningful apology. For days, just more Dickensian twaddle and a little reshuffle. Not so much reshuffling deck chairs on the Titanic, more reshuffling cat shit on a litter tray. And the manner of his departure should tell you everything you need to know. No dignity, just desperation and delusion and a despotic disposal to cling to power, no matter the harm to our country. A Tory party facing the inevitable truth that they have been complicit in enabling one of the most dangerously incompetent and untrustworthy, selfish individuals ever to have occupied number 10 for as long as they have. And what's beautiful is it was the lying that got him in the end. He leaves in disgrace, as well he should, having exposed himself once and for all for what we always knew him to be. Not a statesman, but a sad little...
I feel like there should be some organs behind this man. My man is preaching.
Liar, a Shakespearean tragedy written by monkeys on typewriters. A Prime Minister who is as adept at lying at the dispatch box as he is to his string of mistresses. Every marriage Boris has had has ended when he fucked someone else and got them pregnant. That's who he is. Lies on top of lies on top of lies. He lies and gets people to lie on his behalf and then lies about the lying. And when he runs out of lies...
That cannot be just Lord. We can wait. What?
I'm dead.
He's so good.
I'm dead.
This is the most exquisite British rage I have ever seen. It is exquisite in its perfection. Chef's kiss.
Who he is. Lies on top of lies on top of lies. He lies and gets people to lie on his behalf and then lies about the lying. And when he runs out of lies, he can always rely on the incompetence card. I forgot. I can't remember. I don't understand what the word party means. My willy just ended up inside my secretary. Oh, I forgot that he's a renowned sex pest. Essentially, a man who would rather pretend to be stupid than admit his mistakes, which of course makes him a coward. A desperate, sad, talentless flag shagger who is so blatant in his dishonesty that when accused of lying to Parliament, he simply tries to change the rules to make it okay to lie to Parliament. Who, when his own ethics advisors resign in disgust at his complete lack of ethics, scraps the role of ethics advisor altogether, which proves his complete lack of ethics. But the devastating cries over the last few days from the Tory party of enough is enough and one step too far are coming from the same people who have sat and watched him take a flamethrower to their party and our constitution for 3 fucking years. Fuck up after fuck up, lie after lie. And they were thinking what? Oh, he'll get better in a minute. All of them talking about trust and integrity. If you cared so much about trust and integrity, then why the fuck did you put Boris Johnson in number 10 in the first place? All of the reasons they're getting rid of him now, lack of leadership, lack of morals, lack of integrity, lack of truth, all these traits have been in plain sight for years. His CV reads like a demon's resume. His noble cabinet ministers all falling on their swords. These are the fuckers that enabled Boris to be there in the first place. And just look at what he's achieved. Trust in politics at a lower
Wayne.
ebb than that time President Trump told Americans to drink bleach. A government with a complete absence of ethics, morals, direction, or ideas. A ministerial code in the bin. An oven-ready Brexit deal that even Boris admits is unworkable. A COVID response that has been found to be criminally negligent. A United Kingdom inches away from complete devolution. An economy in tatters. A recession on the way. A health service barely fit for purpose. A country on the verge of a national strike. A man who took an 80-seat majority and just spaffed it up the wall in the name of hubris and ambition, destroying his party's reputation and leaving the UK ungovernable. What a legacy. Chaos. He leaves office the most hated man in his party and his country. And even though he's resigned, he's still fucking there. Just fuck off and we'll take our chances with the next useless posh sliver of bollock skin who gets to shag their mistress in the £50,000 floral wallpaper gin palace and factory of lies that...
Ladies and gentlemen, Jonathan Pryor.
Oh, we're almost done. I'm gonna make it.
Shag their mistress in the £50,000 floral wallpaper gin palace and factory of lies that Number 10 has become under Boris Johnson. Okay, well, we're still waiting to get a clearer picture as to the timeline as to the Prime Minister's departure, but it is safe to say that there are signs.
What an absolute beast. I'm fixing cameras.
Jonathan Pryor is a satirical legend when it comes to taking up for British politics. There is no one, absolutely no one better. Sorry, I'm a little bit delayed, and I'm at the airport, as you can probably see.
Oh wow!
Yeah, about to fly home. Florence is slapped the granny out of me already. Because I dared to take her out of her buggy to put her buggy through customs. Yeah, how is everyone?
There we go. Got you on screen now.
There we go. There's his beautiful face.
His crispy face.
Look how excited.
You got a little sun there. Got a little sun there.
My nose, look at the state of it.
I'll get the meme machine rolling.
My shoulders look like just like them burgers that been left on the grill forever.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
The ones you forgot about.
Yeah, them ones. The ones you turn up at 2 o'clock in the morning and go, "Can I have a burger, please?" And they go, "All right, got this." Yeah.
Oh, son of a bitch! There is a burger in here. Here you go.
It's a bit noisy here, so apologies for the lack of decent quality audio. But are we allowed to have minors on the show?
We are 18 plus, so no.
Okay. All right. Well, what I'll do is I'll check back in with you in a bit. Yeah, it's going to get a bit lively.
Well, take us home. We're just about done here.
Yeah, we fulfilled our rundown.
Okay.
Well, I want to. Can I say something, Wayne? Congratulations on losing your awful prime minister. Hi, it's Carrie.
Say hello, Carrie. It's the TheBinPodcast.
There we go.
She does not.
Job,
she's gonna kick your ass.
Yeah, you're dead.
Yeah, that's fine.
She's gonna kick your ass.
Basically, Boris Johnson. You got my pre-records that I sent you in the group. Boris Johnson is an absolute clown. He's been found out. He's finally been gotten rid of, but it's only because there's been so much manufacturing of consent to finally get rid of him, in the sense of the Conservatives have like rallied around themselves, but what can we find an excuse? And they've just had this last politicians being a bit touchy with a few young boys. And he's like, right, well, he knew about that. That's a good reason to get rid of it. In reality, they've all wanted shot of him, but because they're all yes men, they all want to be, anointed to the House of Lords or some kind of ministerial department. Now he's been found out. His position is untenable. He's done. Job's good and ta-ta. Bye-bye, folks. Look at my hair.
No carpe diem today, motherfucker. Oh, you didn't get to hear the thing. Wayne, I have a thing. All right, I'm going to close the show with this. Here we go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Podcast. So for Mikey, for Jenna, for Wayne, and Sunday, this is the Crazy Cool Cat on the flip. Yeah. We're out of here.
So for Mikey, for Brenna, and for me, Waymaker over in Spain at the moment, we bid you adieu.